Good morning, church family. I'm Matt Kearns. I work here on staff with our youth students, both our middle and high schools. And today we're going to be celebrating our high school seniors class of 2020. In a few moments, you're going to see a couple of videos from a few of the students as they reflect back on some of their time here at CCPC. All three of the ladies that you're going to hear from are also our Peter Barrett Scholarship Award winners. They received this award because of their excellence in and out of the classroom, as well as their dedication to their faith community here at Central College. They are Becky Abrahamson, Sarah Anderson, and Grace McNeil. Congratulations, ladies, and congratulations, seniors, class of 2020. Now, let's take a moment and hear from our seniors as they reflect back on their time.
Hi, my name is Becky Abrahamson, and I've been attending the Central College Youth Program for about a year and a half now, which doesn't seem like a long time, but with the friends and memories I've made, it's definitely felt like a long time. I think with this program, I have seen a very big growth in myself and my relationship with God, and my walk with Christ has definitely been furthered. One of the times that I feel like God has pushed me and challenged me in my time at Central College was our missions trip to Brooklyn this summer. And it was definitely a big step out of my comfort zone. I was very nervous going in because I don't do super well around new people that I don't know. And to be spending a week with a bunch of people that I don't know was a little nerve-wracking. And so when we got there, it was a big surprise to myself that I came out of my shell very much, and I just felt very genuine in everything I did. And I told Bible study over over a Zoom call this past Tuesday that Brooklyn was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life. And looking back, it was just such an amazing experience being able to help all these people who need it in different ways. And it was definitely, I felt like God was calling me to serve. And it was such an amazing experience too to have fellowship with these other Christians that lived in Michigan, lived hours away. And we were connected through this week and became essentially a big family. And it was just such an amazing experience. But at the end of the week, we were in our small group, which was just our church, and Matt asked us the question, through this week, who do you feel has represented Jesus's attitude through their actions the most? And we wrote the names down on little note cards and passed them back, and Matt tallied them all up, and to my surprise, most people had voted for me. And I say that was a surprise because I just felt like I was being myself, and while I was trying to exemplify Jesus in my actions, it wasn't really trying, if you know what I mean. And so I said something to my mom, who was on the trip with us, and she said, "Becky, that's why you weren't trying to be someone you're not." And I really think that was God showing me, like, this is who you're meant to be. This is your genuine self. So, I don't feel like I would be in the spot that I am today without Central College. That they really pushed me, the leaders really pushed me in my walk with Christ in a good way, and have been so amazing to help me with my relationship with God. So thank you to all of them. And thank you all for listening. Have an amazing week.
Hello, my name is Sarah Anderson, for those of you who don't know me. I am the youngest daughter of Doug and Laura Anderson, and I will be graduating from the Wellington School. I had originally planned to be going to a university in Chicago, but instead I will be joining the class of 2024 at Miami University in Oxford, Ohio. Although this is not how I envisioned giving my testimony, I'm glad that everyone is able to be safe and happy and healthy. Also, before I start, I'd like to thank everyone who is able to make all of this possible for my fellow seniors and I. This means so much to us. So without further ado, I'd like to start off with a verse given to me by Joel Esla. It goes, "I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing." John 15:5. This verse was written to me in my Bible after my confirmation class in 8th grade. Although at the time I understood the verse, it took me quite a while to believe in it. I've grown up in this church. I went to Bible study. I was part of Bells, joined puppet team, went to Sunday school. Basically anything you could name, I was there. My parents throughout my life always encouraged my siblings and I to stay active in our faith, along with staying active in the tight-knit, loving community of CCPC. After my confirmation of faith in 8th grade, I honestly lost faith in God and also lost sight in Him. I was and became a teenager. I was obsessed with minimalistic things, also just stupid endeavors. And in that time, I saw my faith as more of a chore and something to please my parents more than something for me. I attended regular Sunday school and puppets, but after those 3 hours of God, I returned back to worrying about school, boys, and swimming. I was lost. I spent more hours a day training for a sport than talking to God. And of course, I realized my time was not well spent. I didn't have that realization until the summer. Going into my junior year of high school, God gave me the chance to go to the mission trip in Chicago. So, me being the know-it-all teenager, I approached this trip as if thinking I had heard every lesson there was in the book. I thought I knew what God was, and I thought I knew how this trip was going to happen. And of course, I was wrong. That trip basically changed my life and my relationship with God in total. I spent hours talking to Him, hours doing His work, and hours finally listening to Him. The last night of that trip, I remember and thought that there could be nothing more God could teach me. I already witnessed His work and did His work, but once I got to the gathering, I was proven wrong. The gathering was where we worshiped and where we sang, and on that final night we sang our final songs and worshiped all together as a whole. I thought I felt God the whole trip, but I didn't really believe fully that He was there until Ashley Fields washed my feet that night. And I remember just this feeling of like, it's just an overwhelming feeling. It wasn't necessarily joy, sadness, or like, it was just overwhelming. And it came over me, and like I couldn't help hold back my tears. I just, as Mrs. Fields just spoke to me and prayed over me, it all came out. And when I came back home, I realized I finally believed in that verse. I believed what it stood for, and what it says. I know now that nothing I did before that was meaningful, and before Him, I could not be or do anything that meant anything. Ever since, I've of course tried to remember that experience, and the people I got to meet, the people that touched my life, and I do think about it often, but with my life and with everyone's life, we sometimes lose sight, but I know that God never loses sight of me, or never forgets me, or forsakes me. And so yeah, that is my testimony. Thank you all for listening. I hope that you all stay healthy, happy, and safe, and that you all have a wonderful day. Bye.
Hi, my name is Grace McNeil, and I'm graduating from Columbus School for Girls. I will be attending The Ohio State University in the fall, majoring in biology on the pre-med track. I want to start by saying thank you to everyone in the congregation for supporting me my entire life as I've grown in the church. As long as I can remember, and even before I was born, Reverend Ellsworth, or Rev as we all know him, has been a large part of my life. He married both my grandparents and parents and baptized my mom and me. I was fortunate to attend Central College Preschool and later the Academy. I had so many wonderful teachers throughout my years here that I could go on and on about how they helped foster in me a love for learning and create a strong relationship with God. The opportunity to attend the Academy is something I am so thankful for. I was confirmed in 8th grade by Pastor Malcolm, which was such a special experience for me. Following my graduation from the Academy, I began a new path at Columbus School for Girls, but still remained involved in the church in a variety of ways. I was a member of PB&J, the puppet ministry here at church led by Jen Wen. I also enjoyed YF events, played in the bell choir with Miss Ellsworth, and played piano during church services and for the Friends gatherings. My favorite memories of high school are the PB&J puppet tours, where I was able to travel to Detroit and Atlanta to perform faith-oriented puppet shows for people less fortunate than myself and my fellow puppeteers. PB&J, Jen, and the friends made along the way allowed me to have so many meaningful experiences that I will never forget and helped me grow closer to God. All of my experiences here at Central College and interactions with the church community shaped me into the person I am today and instilled in me values which I will carry with me for the rest of my life.